and today we're gonna read Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the Deep End story, starting at 52 page or 53 page. Yesterday I can't read all of the story, so we will start reading at this story for today. And now are ready for read this one book with a lot of stories. Now here we go. And first we can read Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the Deep End story, starting at 53 page, starting at Thursday chapter. Oh, and let's see, where can I the end and read today? Maybe 65 page will be enough. Thursday. It turns out the place we stopped for the night was a public park. Little language practice started first thing in the morning, and we were parked right over the pitcher's mound. Luckily, we were able to take up before some kid broke a tail, light with a direct heat. Mom said she didn't want a repeat of yesterday and asked everyone to think of something we could do that was granted fun. And that's when I remember a billboard I saw the day before. The billboard was for this place called Family Adventure Center. Usually, whenever the word family is part of something, it's warned to stay away, but the pictures on the sign made me think the place could be different. We had to backtrack about 2 hours to find the adventure center, but it didn't really matter since we weren't really headed anywhere to begin with. I have to say this place was pretty cool. There are a million activities and I wanted to do them all. But everything had an age and heat requirement, and many wasn't tall enough to do any good activities. Mount and bear size. You must have this trail to ride. The only activity Manny was big enough for his fun float, where you drift your river and inner tubes. So it's when Mom sign us up for. I really want to do something more exciting, like a rock climbing, but Mom was dead set on us all doing something as a family. Mom said the fun float will be relaxing, and after we put our life jackets and grabbed the cooler and few other things from the campervan to take us on the river. After the experience with a fish farm yesterday, I wasn't crazy about getting into the water again, but there were a bunch of other people doing the fun float too, and I figured if there were any piranhas in the river, they'd go for them before they go for me. I have admit that doesn't we got going, it was kind of relaxing, maybe even a little too relaxing. Roderick fell asleep while Dad answered work emails, and Mom checked with Manny's doctor. His stool seemed a little runny. Should I add more fibble to his diet? So no one was really paying attention where we hit the shallow part in the river and came to the complete stop. We had to take our tubes out of the water. It wasn't fun walking across a bunch of sharp rocks in our bare feet. Once over the deep, once the river got deeper, put our tubes back in the water. But my inner tube must have got punctured in the shallow part because it got losing air. So I took Minnie's tube and we emptied the ice out of the cooler so he could use that. I thought the trip was gonna take 20 minutes, but it had already been 2 hours with no end in sight, and we really slowed down when we got stuck behind a big group of people jamming off the river. I hit the warm spot of the river, and I have been enough batty pulls to know that what that meant. So when the river got wider, I paddled my tube around those guys to try get out of their wake. Unfortunately, I went too far for ended up at the part of the river where the water was really rough. And a few seconds later, I got tossed from the inner tube. I was actually pretty scary. The water was moving fast, and I pointed my feet downstream to make sure I didn't crack my head and open a rock. My family tried to save me, but it turns out they're totally unless an emergency. The people up ahead, people are pulling their inner tubes out of the river and landing area. So I tried to paddle myself over there. But the water is moving too fast. I was getting pulled downstream. My family got out of the water, and Dad was yelling and pointing at something near me. And when I saw the big branch hanging over the water, and I grabbed it. For a second, I thought everything was going to be okay. Then I noticed something drift away from me and realized it was my swimming shorts. A lifeguard came from Adventure Center, started wading out towards me with a float. And then I knew it. If I just keep hanging on that branch, she will rescue me. But all I could think of the people in the landing area who were about to see me without my swimming shorts. And Roger was already recording me with his phone. So I decided the best move is just let go and take my chances. Luckily, the water wasn't a rocky downstream, but it was still moving fast. By the time I was able to drag myself onto the shore, I must have been a quarter of a mile from the landing area. And I never did found my swimming shorts, but thankfully I found a cooler. Now is Friday's story. So it's 65 page. Now tomorrow we get a new beginning, new stories. So did you have fun? US English Country we come back with some this book, but not this story because it might. Tomorrow we're gonna get a new beginning, new stories for tomorrow. And now please thumbs up my YouTube and bye bye everyone.